To understand what happens to the mind and body in meditation, we first have to understand the nature of the mind and body. There is no separate mind and body. They are directly related. So a psychological experience can trigger a physical response. Many of them we're familiar with. Stress leading to high blood pressure, faster heart rate, higher body temperature. But many things physically can happen as a result of psychological changes, such as panic attacks and nervousness, twitching, shortened breath and choppy breaths, often holding our breaths. And when we meditate, the mind, which tends to only see things in terms of instant gratification, it really only sees this moment and what it wants in this moment, and seeing the big picture, seeing how it will have consequences. This is where our higher mind, our sensing, our intuition, and higher intelligence comes into play. And because the mind wants instant gratification, meditation is incredibly threatening to the ego, the thinking mind that's been in control of our lives because we've believed it is our inner voice, and we've believed that it is who we are, and so we listen to those thoughts, we believe those thoughts. And when someone has started meditating for the first time, and they have made a habit most of their life of stuffing down their feelings, suppressing them, often unconsciously and sometimes consciously, by focusing on something else instead of healing from trauma we may have experienced. And so when we spend our whole lives avoiding and not resolving our trauma, when we start to meditate, all of our feelings that we've been suppressing through food or shopping or social media or entertainment, all of the anger, sadness, anxiety, disturbing thoughts and feelings, now finally have some space where they can be healed and processed through. So it's not the meditation that is creating these physical and sometimes emotional and psychological responses to meditation. It is that the meditation is allowing these feelings that have been under the surface to finally be processed and healed. When we first meditate, people describe all sorts of physical symptoms. It could be their heads kind of shaking back and forth, or their eyes engaging in rapid eye movement, or they feel a tightness in their chest. These are all very common. Any kind of twitching. These are all ways that the body heals from trauma that we don't allow ourselves to heal from. Many animals, once they've been startled in the wild and they have a rush of adrenaline, have mechanisms to burn off that chemical of adrenaline that is in their body. And humans are supposed to have similar mechanisms. We run from prey, or we sometimes uncontrollably shake and break down in crying. Even laughter is one of those responses that engages our entire body, raises our temperature, and is a coping mechanism for trauma. And so when we experience discomfort or disturbing feelings in meditation, it's important not to resist them, not to fear them, but to look and learn. And in this way, we allow whatever arises to be, even if it's panic and anxiety and stress, because we can't fight it. When we fight it, we create more stress, more tension, more conflict within us. And we don't want to listen to it and go along with it and believe that we are these anxious people filled with anxiety and that's the way it'll always be. Instead, we just bring awareness to it. We simply allow it to be. And by becoming aware of it, by allowing it with no negative resistance, we create a space of peace and acceptance around it. And this is how any kind of negative feelings can be healed and processed through meditation. It doesn't mean we should stop. It just means we should keep going.